Hey guys, Tony with Lux Foundation Solutions. I am inside this cool little basement. However, it's got some hidden secrets that I wanted to show you. Number one is this girder beam that runs down the whole center of the house. The girder beam itself holds 50% of the load of the house. And that means that 25% of the load is there, 25% of the load is on that side. It all comes into the middle on all those joists, lands there, so that thing has to hold basically 50% of the house. And here's some issues with it. One, it's undersized. It's two 2x8s that have been nailed together, and it needs to be a little bit bigger. And then over here, they lapped another board right there on it. Why is that? That's because it doesn't go all the way to the end. It stops right here. There's a split. So somebody nailed a board here to try and help that load. And then the other issue is this whole little backside here. So there's the girder beam again, and then there's this backside, which has different framing. It goes a different direction. This was probably a deck or something in the past that somebody's now framed in. Can't tell on camera, but the spacing here is much more. We're talking probably 24 on center compared to 16. So it needs to be a little bit tighter, or you need to have bigger joists in order to take that load, which we don't. And then another issue is all of these joists run to this board right here, which is not being supported by the girder. So taking a closer look at it, all these joists are just toe-nailed into this board right here, which is like a ledger board, and the ledger board is nailed to the board that's actually being supported by the girder. So it's really just nails that are holding this whole structure together on this side of the house. And I could tell somebody framed maybe like an opening or a window here in the past, but all of that, everything that's hanging off of it is still hanging off this board. It's not tied into this board, which is actually being supported by the home. I know it's kind of a lot of panning around and looking at wood, but the issue is this structure is kind of free floating because there's no support underneath it, going all the way down to the ground to a footer. So really the only thing holding this side of the house are some nails. So it's a little bit more apparent here when I get a flashlight up there. I remove some insulation so that you can see the toenails that are holding the board to the ledger board, and then how the ledger board is attached to the original house. Just some nails there as well, which is not correct. We need to add some more beef to this thing to ensure this part of the house doesn't start sinking, or worst case scenario, it doesn't fall down when somebody's jumping upstairs. I know this stuff isn't very apparent to just a general cursory look going through a house. It is a really nice basement. However, there's just some structural things that need to be tightened up to make sure that this house doesn't go anywhere.